I've never heard that phrase. His love language is smacking me around. Wow.
It's a little concerning, sister.
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting the TikTok set
Don't
up.
worry, feelings mutual. My love language is smacking him around. So.
Okay. I know. Someone on YouTube, Melted Sunshine, says that Project Judas has got them excited but scared. I'll tell you what.
Heck yeah.
I am super stoked to know what's going on. Hello. Welcome to Therapy Through Therapy. I am Tony.
I'm Tonya.
And we are
I'm Dom.
Here today with Dom, and he is... Hello, Dom. And before we start, we would like to say that we are not therapists, not professionals of any kind. We are just here to hold space and listen to people tell us about their mental health journeys. Today, Dom wants to talk to us about addiction and the struggles that he has had and how video games help him cope. So, I will...
welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Dom. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. Hello, howdy.
Is there any particular trials that you want to run before we start? Is there any particular trials that you enjoy that you want to run?
I'm fine with any trials, any and all.
Okay.
I've completed all for the most part, aside for the newer ones, but I don't know if those really take place in the introductory missions.
Okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Dominic, obviously. I was born in Minnesota. Moved back and forth a lot between Indiana and Minnesota. But I guess Indiana is kind of where my family ended up just staying, especially after my dad passed away, because he kind of passed away when I was a little bit younger. So our family just kind of, after he passed, just stopped there in Indiana. And I guess like starting off like in Indiana and like growing up in Indiana at first, it wasn't too bad. But then especially after my father passed away, I realized that Indiana became a very toxic place and in my mindset. And it wasn't just the people really being toxic in Indiana. It just felt like it was the state as itself. I was getting myself into a lot of trouble. And that's honestly kind of where like addiction started and a lot of different things. 'Cause like it was just a really toxic state to me. And then especially after my father passed away, I didn't really have that father figure growing up really, or another man exactly to look up for. I ended up growing up most of my life with like my mom or my grandma, or after my father passed away, my mom had gotten with someone who wasn't exactly like, at first he seemed like a really cool person, but I feel like that's really any relationship that starts off, everything starts off all butterflies and unicorns, and then you really find out who these people really are when you're kind of locked in to the situation a little bit more. So I feel like that's honestly kind of where like the world was introduced to me with like the bad things, because he was into like alcohol and drug dealing, and he was just really abusive and whatnot. So like that kind of led towards like CPS, going living with my grandma. So luckily I was able to get myself, like after dealing with everything, I'm now living in Michigan, having a pretty nice life and doing a lot better for myself. So it's kind of like a quick little story, I guess.
Okay. Well, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Now you do you want to talk about, so you talked about what your life was like before you started using. When did you've kind of almost sort of covered, kind of railroaded between when you started using and what led you to your substance abuse. Was there like a what did it initially provide for you, the substance abuse? Do you want to did you want to
I really
identify
don't-
what you were using? Is that okay for you to talk about specifically what you were using?
There were a few different things, honestly. I started smoking cigarettes when I was 7 years old, and I was at a point to where I was smoking almost like 2 packs a day. But then, luckily, I stopped smoking cigarettes, but I was still always kind of addicted. I just really kind of stopped smoking them until I was 18 and could then legally buy them again. And then I was really, really deep into it. And luckily, I feel like another issue or addiction that I had is kind of what got me out of cigarettes. I know cigarettes isn't exactly that bad, but I ended up taking an acid trip and never touched cigarettes after that.
Okay.
But really, the main things that I was addicted to that are obviously big no-nos would be the alcohol and methamphetamines. Alcohol obviously was in my life a lot longer than methamphetamines. Luckily, like I was only addicted to methamphetamines for maybe 2-3 months. I started drinking alcohol or maybe around like 15, 16. And then I spent like a month in Europe after I graduated. So like even going to Europe at the age of 18, like I learned that the regulations there are a lot different. So I guess that's kind of like where I started to learn maybe like my issue was with alcohol when I was in France, because I was drinking a lot in France too. And I went out to France with the idea like I'm an alcoholic in America, I can be an alcoholic in France. And it's like I really learned quickly like I cannot be an alcoholic in France, and I probably shouldn't be an alcoholic in America either. But I started using like methamphetamines before I even graduated. I probably started using that like my senior year towards the end. I am pretty sure is around the time where I started using it, and luckily I was only into it for a few months. It was really like that winter, I guess, where it happened, because I don't know if you guys had that one polar vortex that came in and like basically froze the whole entire United States. And I was going through just a rough time, kind of like I had just gotten broken up with. I didn't really have any friends or anyone to really talk to. So I was just kind of like at a loss with myself, and I was really depressed because it was someone that I really cared about, and kind of the only person that I really had in my life to talk to and go and do things with. And after that breakup, it kind of just like, it's like, I mean, everyone knows the feeling to a heartbreak, you just sitting there by yourself in your thoughts, and it's kind of hard. So I wanted to go and find some weed to smoke to just kind of calm my temperament down or whatever, but everyone was just out of weed. But someone had offered me the meth, and I probably should have, I should have said no. I should have not even touched it with a 10-foot pole, but I ended up, I was just in a really bad headspace, and so I accepted it, and it led me down like a pretty dark path. It didn't really provide me anything. I guess it's just what wasn't being provided that I enjoyed, because I mean, I guess you can't really say like depression is something that gets provided, but I was in a depressive state. I didn't have the energy to do anything. I didn't want to do anything or whatever, and it kind of just removed that feeling. I guess I didn't feel like I had to. I didn't feel like I had to eat. Didn't feel like I had to sleep. I didn't like I could be depressed, but like the second I had smoked methamphetamines, it was like there wasn't even the feeling of depression. Like all the feelings were just taken away. So it didn't even really provide anything per se. It just took everything away to where I didn't need to think about that portion. And I got to the point where I was doing it a lot one day. So luckily I never stuck with it too long, but I did get to a point where I was using a large sum of it daily. I spent weeks where I wouldn't sleep or eat or drink anything. My body was just basically eating itself. And I was still in school too. I was still a senior going into school every day. And I guess I kind of really learned that I have a really big issue when I started to hallucinate, and normal people would look like flat recliners, or a crevice in the blanket would look like I was staring at a canyon. And especially especially in one of my classes, in high school has the silent thing reading for if you're doing your homework, you can read a book, or if you still need to work on homework, you can focus and do your homework. But for the most part, it's just that whole entire class period's quiet, no one's talking. It's basically sitting in a library or playing silent library. And I wore like a lot of like chains and necklaces when I went to school. And that day before I went to school, I basically smoked meth, took some like stackers or whatever, surfers energy, and I was also drinking a Java Monster. So while I'm sitting in this class where you're supposed to be quiet, I could not hold still for the life of me. The only thing you could hear in the class was just me shaking my leg, and all my necklaces just jangling together. So that was kind of like, at that moment, I was kind of like, I need to find something better to do, because I'm an introverted person. I don't like being like the center of attention. So like, you know, just being sitting in that quiet class where like no one's really talking or anything, and then you just hear me just I was like, I feel like I'm being singled out. Like it's just like I feel like everyone knows. And I don't know, I just feel like that's just not exactly something you really want people to know, obviously, that you're doing or into. And it's not really something that like I wanted to be into or doing anyway. It was just something I got into. Like someone introduced me to something bad, and I didn't have like the right people in my life to say no, I guess. So like definitely like being in school and whatnot definitely I guess helped me get out of it, because being an introvert as well, I didn't just felt like people knew without like me having to say anything or do anything. It just I felt like people knew even without them knowing, and it just makes you like a really kind of what's the word? Ethical? I don't know. Like I felt like I was just reading people's minds, like reading how they were.
Like you were empathic.
It kind of like, you know, I felt like people had certain perspectives of me, whether they had that perspective of me or not. Like it's just I was like looking at these people and I was like, this person probably like thinks I'm a degenerate piece of scum or whatever. So
Yeah.
definitely the thoughts that other people were having of me was another thing that helped me get out of it, or want to get out of it at least. It was kind of like my clarity, especially after like the hallucinations. Like just a small little crevice of like being a canyon was a little scary to me.
Yeah. So how long was it between starting to use meth and then starting to realize that it was something that you shouldn't be doing? What was the time period there?
It was luckily like I said, I wasn't really into it that long. So it was probably like a good month of using it, and then I was like, you know, I maybe shouldn't be doing this. And then like there was another 2 months where I was like, where the thoughts were no longer thoughts and more like I gotta stop.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like it. It was another thing where like you either stop like as soon as you can, or you know, it's like being a hero. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
That's true.
And I didn't want to see myself like get in trouble with it, because that's another thing where you know, like you can get pulled over and get a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And that just disappears from your life. That like it never happened, but
Yeah. So
know,
you were.
if you get arrested for.
So you basically fast tracked being addicted to meth. The third number is 5. How long were you? Well, I mean, I know they say once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. But how long were you actively addicted? How long have you been dry?
For like alcoholic ones, like when I was drinking, I still like, I don't really drink anymore. I like to use wine with my steak, I guess. But
First number's 4.
alcoholic from like the age of 16 to 20, 22, 23.
And how old are you now?
I'm 25.
Okay. Last number's 9.
What really kind of got me off of alcohol, I mean, not really, like, you know, I'm more of a social drinker. Even then, like, I don't really like to drink. I don't like the feeling of being drunk. I never really did. I feel like alcohol was more like a way for me to try and meet people or make new friends, because, you know, I'm no longer in school, so making friends now is you either make friends at work or you go to the bar. I don't really have coworkers, so to me, like, I figured I could go to the bar, meet people my age, make some friends, and I ended up just kind of going to the bar, sitting there, spend like $100 on drinks, didn't meet anyone, didn't talk to anyone, and ended up going home and getting an OWI. So
Yeah.
I was kind of like there's no point in, if I'm just going to go to the bar anyway, spend like, break my wallet, basically meet no one, and then get in trouble, like, I don't need to be going to bars anyway.
Yeah. Shit.
Because like, in the end too, like, especially living in Michigan, like, I can sit at home and get high if I wanted to. And honestly, like, the feeling of that, you know, it makes me hungry, it changes other things, and it's, like, there's
First number's 5. Yeah. Yeah. So was it a money thing, like a financial thing for you? Is that what you're saying? Was that your clarity when it came to liquor or alcohol in general?
I guess both financial and just like the feeling of being drunk. It's like, I don't like feeling sick.
Yeah.
I couldn't send myself to sleep if I wanted to sleep, and you know, I wasn't able to just lay down. I'd literally have to force myself to puke. Otherwise, I couldn't sleep at night because like the second I tried to close my eyes, the world was spinning around.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just better to be able to. I don't know. I just feel like sleep is such a peaceful feeling, and I'd rather feel like myself sleeping every day than the feeling when you're just head spinning because you want a shot.
Yeah.
And also, like, at the same time, like, in America, the alcohol's not even that good. It tastes bitter, it's disgusting. It makes you want to quit drinking. When I was in Europe and France, like, the alcohol there was actually good. And
Yeah.
they have, like, a little stronger, but, like, even then, no one there is really an alcoholic. Like, they drink wine with all their meals, but, like, you don't see them partying and whatnot. They're actually respectful towards it.
Yeah.
And here, people just go and buy like a $20 bottle because it's cheap and disgusting, and it'll get them drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned something interesting earlier, that you said that you thought you could be a drunk in America, so it would be easy to be a drunk in France. But and then you said that wasn't the case. But do you mind elaborating on that? Why? Because that's a very interesting thing to say.
In America, like, you know, I feel like, especially if you're like a hard alcoholic in America, like, you know, you could go buy a bottle of vodka, you can drink that bottle of vodka, and then, you know, especially if you're used to the alcohol and you've been drinking for a while, that whole bottle might not do anything to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might think, like, I can hold my alcohol out here in America, so I'll be perfectly fine, but, like, the regulations on France's alcohol are a lot different. They don't have the same, like, standards and regulations. So, like, you can go into basically a can of Budweiser and a can of Budweiser from France, and a can of Budweiser from here in America, like, could be the same size, but there's more alcohol in that can of Budweiser from France.
Ah.
Like, and it's also the fact that America has, like, you have to be 21 to drink. The second I hit, like, I wasn't even out of, like, American territory. I was just up in the air, like, far enough, I guess, on a Dutch airline. So, like, the second I got on the plane and, like, left, last under 7, I was already able to drink on the plane before even, like, landing or getting to Europe.
So it was just basically easy access for you.
Yeah, no, it's a lot easier to access because, like, the drinking age is, the only drinking age for 21 is America. Everywhere else is just 18, like France, Germany, Norway, like, everywhere else is 18, but that's because, like, America is one of the worst places it's just a party country, you know. Everywhere else, I feel like it's actually, like, it's set for that age because they respect it more. They understand, like, I mean, obviously, I hope they understand that it's stronger. It'll mess you up, and, like, I guess their livers are healthier.
Yeah.
Second number's 2.
What led you to go into France?
Sorry, I can't hear with Franco on my ear.
That's okay. What led you going to France? How did you wind up in France?
I took 3 years of French in high school, and then, so it's just kind of like one of those things after graduation you could pay. It was like one of those things you could pay, and then as a graduation present, just, I guess not really a present. I feel like present's more like given to you. I feel like $4,000, I can't really call it a present. But I basically paid to go on the France trip, and I was also on referral here in America. America, so I figured the best choice, the best thing I can possibly do is probably go to France and stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Outside of the drinking, did you stay out of trouble?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I mean, like, I did my local foreign exchange student years prior, so, like, after the weekend cards, I was able to stay with him and his family. To really, like, experience a little bit more, so, like, I had a bit more appreciation for, like, the things around, like, especially nature, like, I'm just a big nature person, so, being able to explore, like, more of just France than Paris.
What's the number, sister?
I'm getting it wrong.
Okay.
I got confused. What's the third? Is it 0217? Is that what I'm getting wrong? I think I got 1 and 2 transposed.
You fucking
I'm pretty sure what the third number is. Yeah.
Gotties.
Yeah, I
Got it.
That's what I did. It's my fault. It's alright.
It's okay, I got it. He's being really aggressive today.
That's really good.
Well, you know, it's not hard to miss.
It's not
Nah, it's
exactly
cool.
what he wants, but
Right? I got another one, sister.
Yay! All right.
I don't think I've heard him say that before. Could use a few more teeth.
Yeah, you said it before. All right.
I got the ticket.
Excellent.
Right on, right on. It's okay.
Noise.
So,
Hands to shake, babies to kiss.
you were addicted to alcohol, and then you had a problem with meth. Were there any other substances or anything else that you found yourself becoming
Not
obsessed
really.
or addicted to?
Not entirely, no. I feel like for me the biggest things were definitely alcohol and meth, and luckily I was with the crystal for too long, so I can always appreciate that. I'm a 2%er. And then, like, I guess some people like the term, like, I guess, like, addiction can change depending on, like, who it is, like, what the person wants out of life, I guess. Because, like, to me, I also feel like you can really be addicted to anything. You know, like to me, I feel like you can be addicted to a person, you know, that you can't be addicted to, you know.
Yeah.
You can be addicted to fruit. You know, not every addiction is bad addiction. I'm addicted to steak. I don't think steak's bad. I love steak.
Yeah.
But like, for like the only other things I've really had like an addiction to, I guess, would be like, I'm a spiritual person. I'm Norse pagan. So like psychedelics, I guess, I like DMT, shrooms, like acid. But I don't really see it as an addiction because, like, to me, I feel like it's helped me more in life than it hasn't caused anything damage to my life. It's just got me out of more addictions and been a continuous addiction or like giving me a different appreciation towards life. So I mean, like, I guess you can be badly addicted to those, but to me, it's been more of a medical thing to use, like medicine.
Yeah. I like how we're popping your mimic at the same time there. That's because for a second I was like, why do we keep stunning Dom? That's so weird. Good job, crew. Good job.
I feel like I was not very helpful.
Oh, you're good.
You were great.
You're fantastic. You're doing what you're meant to do. Now that you're sober, did you have to like cut ties with anybody? Did you have to change your social behaviors at all to avoid people who?
Not entirely. I mean, I removed some people from my life, like the people that didn't really want to make better for themselves and get out of it too, or whatever, or the people that I was the people that I was getting it from, hanging around while I was doing it. But for the most part, like I didn't really reconnect or really get rid of any connections at the same time, because I mean I was already an introvert. It was one of the reasons I got into it, so it wasn't really hard on me with that aspect of like losing people or needing to lose people to get out of it, because like for the most part I was just doing it by myself anyway, and like I didn't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
No one really knew for the most part. Like it was just kind of things like I was seeing myself. No one really told me like I was having issues with it or anything like that. I was just started seeing it out of my own life. I started noticing things in my life were changing. I'm a big foodie, and I wasn't eating for like a whole week, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty big sign.
Yeah. So I luckily didn't have to really worry about losing too many connections or regaining connections. Really, if anything, I just needed to find the people that would kind of keep me at a level-minded space, and
I'd almost think you're the one.
you know, not the kind of people that would support me going back into that. You know, people that would support me in my continued bettering myself.
So, as far as support groups go, do you do any sort of oh shoot, I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's completely like AA or anything like that? Do you do any kind of a substance support groups? Are there any kind of groups that you're a part of?
No,
or?
I've never really been a part of a group. I've never gone to rehab. Luckily, I was able to kind of get myself out of it without really needing the help of anyone, because I don't really know how to ask people for help or anything. I hate feeling like a burden. It was just something that I wanted to do myself, and like luckily was able to do myself. I use nature, I feel like, because just reconnecting myself with like nature and the energy to like the wilderness and whatnot, I feel like it's just one of the best things that kind of like helps me clear my head and like allows me to do better things for myself. The only time I really had like the AA or whatever is like after my OWI. I had to deal with like going through that class or whatever for so that way I could get like my license reinstated. But I never really had like a big alcohol addiction. I drank it a lot, probably more than what I needed to, but like I never really liked feeling of being drunk or like that. So like alcohol was really easy for me to get out of.
Do you want to talk about losing your license? What happened?
For the most part, I just was trying to. I'd lived in Michigan for a year or two at that point, and didn't have anyone. I moved here to Michigan by myself. I don't have any family in Michigan. I just came here because I was getting in trouble in Indiana with weed and whatnot. And Indiana is a big no-no state with that. So I figured, I told myself, like, if I couldn't stop smoking weed to stay out of trouble in Indiana, then I was just going to come here to Michigan where it's legal and I won't have to worry about it. So that's what I did. Hang on, I got a truck real quick.
Hey, two.
I think he's working while we're playing, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries. This addiction is a...
Alrighty,
It's a
I've
thing.
returned.
Hello.
So, I'd spent like a year or two here in Michigan, and I didn't have any family. I didn't have any friends. Like everyone I know is in Indiana. So I basically just spend. I still do too. Spend all my time like just if I'm not at work, I'm at home, and vice versa or whatever. So I decided I was going to try to go to the bar and at least try to make some friends because it was like a college bar around MSU. So I figured, it was the best chance and opportunity for me to go meet people my age and make some new friends. And I went there and I sat for, I was probably there for a good 2 hours maybe. I had a few drinks and I got bored. I didn't talk to anyone, I just had money. So I was bored with it, I wasn't talking to anyone, didn't meet anyone, so I just decided that I wanted to go back home and smoke instead. So I had sat there for about an hour and a half to sober up and left. And apparently an hour and a half was not, I mean, I didn't really cause the accident, but like my vision probably could have been better. And honestly, like the location that I was in, like it being an unknown location, I honestly should have just called like a taxi or not have gone entirely. But I had left and I had gone down the road a little bit and then got T-boned. So I pulled over. I was honest with the officer. I'm not a liar. I'm not lying. I don't care what people really think of me. So I explained the situation to the officer. I was like, I just left the bar, blah blah blah, and they gave me like the blow test or whatever, and I got arrested. So spent the night in jail. Next morning I woke up, went and got my things in the car, went home. So since that day I haven't really stepped foot into a bar, I really drank too much. I don't really care, like, nice to make friends, like people to meet, but honestly, it's the point where, like, making friends is not worth getting into trouble. I'll make friends different way, different purposes.
Yeah.
On a hike or something. Point is, if I'm making friends in a bar, chances are that's what they'll want to do to hang out anyway, too, so. Whatever keeps me out of the bar.
Ours is in the foreman's office.
Oh, she's out. Ah, she's sobbing. Ah, the doctor.
Oh, I didn't find out what my key is. Freight elevator.
He was like, I ain't having any of your shit, Tonya.
Right?
Aw, but take my shit, please. Yeah, she wants it. Alright. Are you getting your key, sister?
Yeah, I just got it. Do you feel like there's a stigma attached, like if people find out that you've been addicted to not heroin, meth in the past, or that you're a recovering alcoholic, do you think there's a different level of treatment that you get from that?
I'm sorry, you said what?
Do you think that there is a stigma attached when people find out that you're a recovering alcoholic?
Yes and no. I feel like it really depends on the person. Like, if wants to avoid. Everyone thinks crackhead's a thief or just a druggie. Like, it's not the case in like a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Especially if like they're still in it and they're not really wanting to get out of it. You can't really trust them because they'll probably will try to take something for so they can go buy more product or whatever.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like I feel like it kind of makes it harder for people that are recovering if if you have a stigma against them, or, you know, like, not every, like, especially when I was doing, like, meth or whatever, you know, I feel like everyone has a stigma, like, if you're a meth head or whatever, you're just simply, like, you're a bad person. You can do meth, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
And that is the situation, the case for, like, a lot of people, but, like, even doing it, like, I met someone that was also into it, but, like, he made being a father the first thing to be a meth head. So, you know, like, yeah, they're not exactly the greatest people, but they're not bad people either. You know, it's another human life. Ultimately, like, for all you know, like, they're in a situation that you were in where you did something that you never thought you would or ever wanted to do. They just didn't have the help that you had to get out of it or whatever. And that's fine too, you know? Hopefully they do find something later on in their life to get them out of it and do better for themselves. But, like, honestly, that's something that they have to do. But, like, no matter what, like, especially if you can put someone else ahead of you and, like, make sure they're taking care of people, like, you do whatever you want to do, or, like, you know, make their life a living shit, then you can still be a good person in my book.
Yeah.
Like, life's just about second chances, so.
Yeah.
True.
Woo-hoo.
Good job, guys.
And we're just blowing through these.
Right?
Dom is a good player.
I'm just here.
Nice.
What would you say to someone in active addiction who's thinking of making a change? What's your advice?
I definitely make the change. There's a better life out there. I mean, everyone, like, it really depends on your outlook and what you're trying to do. But find a hobby that you really enjoy that doesn't feel like a job, or for, like, me too. I feel like a lot of times something like a job can lead someone into an addiction because, like, no one likes their job, no one likes to work. And I guess that's something, like, I've really been big on. I will never do a job that I don't enjoy, or at least can't find some enjoyment out of, because I'll simply either hate my life, my job, or I won't work my job and I'll just quit. I'll go in for like a week and then won't ever set foot in it again. So, like, there's no point in me getting a job that I already know I'm not enjoying, like, try to get out of. So, like, you know, obviously have like a good job that you enjoy. Don't stay with a bullshit job that makes you fucking drag your heels and, like, makes you hate life, because it's not going to help your situation out. Find a hobby that doesn't feel like a job. So, like, for me, I like catching glass. I mean, that probably feels like a job to most people because the fingers and whatnot, but, like, I enjoy doing crafts and art, you know, something that I can like later on after I finish it, you know. It keeps my mind off of something else. Go for a drive. For me, like, another big thing is nature. I love just being out in the trees or going to the cliffs and just getting some fresh air in the woods. I feel like the best way to renew your energy is reconnecting your energy to where it originally came from, back to earth and back in nature, you know. Get away from civilization. Go for a drive. Like, honestly, it's all things that you enjoy, that you want to do, whatever it needs to be that keeps your mind blank or whatever, as long as it's not that thing that you're trying to get out of.
Yeah.
I always like to keep, like, a mindset. I don't really like to try to keep negativity out of my life as much as possible, even if that negativity is attached to something positive. Like, you know, if you got mold on the pie but you really love pie, get rid of the fucking pie. It's got mold on it, so you're not gonna like, cut out the mold and keep the pie. You're just gonna throw the pie away. And that's exactly what I do with life. I will leave my favorite bed at a house to get out of the house if I need to get away from that house. I won't care about $1,000 that someone owes me if that person in my life is negative, because to me, negativity is a cancer, and you don't obviously want to keep ending with cancer. So even if it's like the biggest positive thing with just a tiny little itsy bits of negativity attached to it, I'm still going to get rid of that because that negativity will grow onto that positivity. And I feel like that's like another thing with like that will happen in like relationships that lead to depression. Like I feel like honestly just keeping negativity will lead you into anything.
Yeah.
It really is a cancer to me. And you just can't keep it around in your life.
Yeah. Negativity will eat you alive. Eat you alive.
The longer you let it get there, it just grows bigger and bigger. And then, it's like the situation with the first stepdad I ever had or whatever. Like, he seemed like a great person or whatever, and then really he had a little bit of cancer on him. No one really realized it. No one noticed it until it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then by the time it was finally grown, it was a hard situation to get rid of.
And I'd like to discuss too the having a hobby, and it sounds like such a bullshit, kitschy, new agey thing to say is find a hobby, but it's actually true. Is that you have to occupy your time, and that's
right.
It's a good way to do that, is to find seriously, and it's not just a hobby, but it's something you love. Because if you can't, not everybody is fortunate enough or in a position where they can like their job. Not everybody can quit their job. They might have loved it a long time ago, and there's no way they can get out of it now. Financial dependence, or maybe insurance. Welcome to America.
You wouldn't be speaking of experience, would you, Tonya?
No,
especially
I made the changes in my position that needed to be made to get me into a place I'd like to be. But I was in a position where I was ready to quit my job at one point, and my supervisor recognized that and moved me into a position where I was happier. So, but
especially in today's society,
it does make a difference. Yeah.
Like even in today's society, like that is one of the hard things that I do. Like especially now, like I do security, and I feel like I'm more reliable, more dedicated to the job than what they are to me. So it's definitely one of those things where like I want to get out of this situation. I want to get to a better job, but all these places that are urgently hiring aren't even really urgently hiring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you really do need to find that hobby that you enjoy, because you might have like miserable, horrible day at work, but that's perfectly fine because like at the end of the day, you can go home and do whatever you actually enjoy doing every time.
Like play Outlast Trials, for instance, which is an excellent hobby.
I would definitely consider Outlast a hobby. I think video games could be a hobby. That's a good segue, sister. Thank you very much. Do you think that playing video games helps you cope with your recovery?
I definitely do feel like in a way like it's kind of slowed down. The more I play games and the more time goes, I feel like I've gotten a little bit more out of gaming, but I still feel like gaming definitely helps me cope. I've always played video games growing up. It was one of the things that, like, my dad, when he was a truck driver, he had a small little TV and a PlayStation 2 in his truck, and we would always play, like, Spider-Man or Call of Duty. So it's not only a way for me to cope, but it's also kind of like a way for me to, I mean, obviously, like, Outlast Trials didn't exist when he was alive or whatever. Like, a lot of games that exist now didn't exist when he was around alive, but it's still in a way... still for me like a way to reconnect those times with him or whatever. Because I feel like there's a lot of times where like when I do feel depressed or alone, like I really just miss my dad. So it's a nice thing to like hop on the game and
Yeah, me and Tonya have talked about that before, how we'll be like, we'll have a really bad day at work, and sister will be like, I need to beat Coil up. We need to play Outlast for a little while.
Yeah.
So that always helps.
Like, being away from my family too, in a different state or whatever, like, I can't always, obviously I can't just have my mom, or I can't go over to my mom's or anything like that, so it is kind of nice to reminisce the times I would be in play games or whatever, because that's about the best I can get right now.
Yeah, we recently reconnected with our sister.
So I was going to say,
Yeah.
it helps you connect with people. So, because that's another thing too, is not everybody has the fortune of being around people that understand them. And this kind of community is incredibly supportive and surprisingly
Alright,
supportive.
wait in that room, be careful.
Alright.
I got the police.
Come on. Ah, shit. You don't fuck with the para.
Come back, let me fuck that exit one.
Is there something wrong with talking about addiction while we traffic the product? Is that a...
I thought that was deliberate. Do you know who my father is? Do you know what he does to people?
We need 2 more posters, guys.
He just threatened me with some very lethal oral.
Right? Both fucking barrels. Oh shit, there he is.
God damn it.
Wow.
Walked into a fucking trap.
Oh, did you? Oh, snap.
Yes.
Sorry, kiddo.
Oh, and there's the goddamn sleeper. Oh, and there's a mimic. Hooray!
It just snowballs, doesn't it?
God damn it.
You want to suck on my pacifier?
You want to suck on his pacifier? He's inviting you.
No.
He says, come on, baby.
I want him to fuck off. I almost got in that goddamn thing with her, and then I turned around the goddamn corner and there's a goddamn mimic.
That sucks.
I'm coming. I see it, I see it.
It's in this back room over here. You'll have to come through this way. Go through there, and then hook a right all the way to the back room.
Come on, Franco.
He is dumb.
Bag of coke.
Franco gets wise.
Is it me, or are there a lot more screamers in the or sleepers in the introductory level? I just feel like there's more lately.
Maybe it's a weekly task, because you know sometimes they'll pile up on him. There you are. I walked right by you. Alright. Have we still got one more product to distribute?
We have a bag of money right here, but I don't know where the other.
Got it.
He's got it.
Got it.
There you go.
Franco gets wise.
You'll hurt like I do. You'll hurt like I do.
You're Frank.
Yeah. So you've given us advice for people who are thinking about recovering. What would you tell the friends and family of an addictive person? What kind of advice would you give the friends and family of somebody that's an addict?
Do everything that you can to help, but like you also gonna have to realize like if they're not going to, if they don't want the help, then you can't really help. You can't really force it. You can only really do what you can, but ultimately like they have to want it to get out. but you also can't really be judgmental with it because it's not going to help the situation either.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah, you're not going to want to have like the greatest connection with them because you don't really want to be around that. But in the end,
being there for them is also people want them to go. I mean, in a way, not being there, but also being there is gonna want.
Yeah.
Be what helps them get out. But definitely, obviously, just being negative entirely. Like that never helps anything. And it doesn't help anything. Doesn't help anyone really.
Dude, he left.
Frank just left.
Where's Franco at? I got rig rechargers, damn it. Oh well. Yeah, I'm leaving.
I think we're done.
Yeah, that's always a big thing. Is that people want to have to change. They have to want to change. They can't.
right,
You
no.
can't make somebody do
Nothing is
it.
going to help them at all unless it's what they want. People just have to realize, like, even if it's not something that they want, or even like if it is, whether it's something they want or not, like you can't be negative with them. Being negative with them isn't going to want them to get out. You know, it's going to make them want to do it more because now, like, you know, you're already addicted. Now you feel worthless. Well, how do I stop feeling worthless? I'm going to do what I've been doing. So you really have to be there for them. And you know, don't really judge them for what they're doing because they're probably not happy with it either.
How do you feel about
just
the
kind of
idea
being-
of tough love? How do you stand on that? Because you keep saying don't judge and be there for him. So what's your opinions about
I mean,
people
definitely,
who?
yeah, tough love. Like, you know, if it's something that you don't want to be around, then obviously you don't want to be around that. They can't really be disappointed if you don't want to be around it. But like, you know, it's kind of like you know, so say your family member is addicted to it or whatever, you know, you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to really do anything with them, but like, don't go talking about them behind their back. Like, you know, just don't make. You don't have to be a part of their life, but don't make their life harder either.
Don't make it worse.
Tough
Yeah.
love is, yeah, like because you know, not being there for them is also going to make them want to, you know, might help them want to do better and get out of it because, you know, they might start reminiscing the times, like all the memories that you had together, and they might be like, I really miss my family, I really miss my friends, and they'll do something better for it. But like at the same time, like especially if you're sitting there and you don't want nothing to do with it, then that's one thing. But then like if you don't want nothing to do with it, and then you're going and just blasting things behind their back, then, you know, if they do want to make that reconnection or whatever, and they see like all the stuff that you've been saying about them or whatever, then it's like, well, never mind, because like now even if I do stop, I'm not going to get that reconnection. I'm just going to be sober and alone still, so maybe I don't want to get sober.
Yeah.
Are
You
you?
don't have to go out of your way to make it worse.
Are you speaking from experience? Has that happened to you? Did you lose friends like that or family members like that?
Not really over it. I just don't really have anybody. Living in Michigan and whatnot, and being an introvert, I don't really have the friends. I don't really have the people. So like, luckily, I've been able to get myself out of addiction and the things that I was doing wrong with my life and whatnot. And I'm doing better for myself. But like, I know, like, because I didn't have those people, and I didn't have those things, like, I know, or at least from myself, I feel like if I did have those things and whatnot, like, it would have made the situation like probably go a lot faster, be a lot easier of a transition, because definitely doing that transition by yourself and alone, like not the person to kind of keep you motivated and focused or whatever, makes it hard. Like doing anything alone by yourself is kind of hard, really.
Missing that support group.
So like, yeah, like I didn't really have a support group. I didn't really lose anyone. I didn't have to worry about regaining connection or losing connection with anyone for my addiction. But like, just in general with life, like not having the people there or whatever, it kind of like just makes life a little bit harder. makes it harder to have like that positive outlook on things.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely having like the people there in your life can make the world a better place. Makes everything different. Can be the difference between them. Obviously, can be like the difference between them getting out of it and them staying in it. It could be a difference between life and death. Because obviously, like if you're suicidal and you're asking someone for help and no one answers that, then you might need someone like at that moment. And if no one answers that's might be the last little bit of help that you're asking for. And I feel like that's the hard thing to think about too. Like I definitely, I'm one of those people where if like someone came and like hit me up and they were like, hey, I'm not really doing really well, I need someone to talk to, I'd want to be like one of the people that someone would trust to come when they are feeling like that. And it doesn't really matter what they're going through. Like just being there for someone, knowing that you saved a life.
Yeah.
I'd rather know that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go to someone's funeral knowing that I could have been the person that changed that outcome.
Yeah. That's understandable.
I just realized you said you were a Norse pagan, and your name is High Odin. That's
Right.
I like that.
We're with the North Carolina Piedmont Church of Wicca, by the way. We're Wiccan.
Yeah. I started learning the Elder Futhark runes and stuff. And I feel like that's been another thing that helps me too. So like not just anything, but like Elder Futhark runes, like waking up every day, being able to look at the daily rune. So that's a nice thing.
That's cool.
And like having something that you can wake up to and kind of like get an insight for the day through helps out a lot, I feel like.
That's what I was going to ask you is what do you think gives your life meaning now that since you're not focusing on your addictions?
I work 3 to 11 normally, like Tuesdays through Thursdays, then 7 in the morning to 3 p.m. like Fridays and Saturdays. So normally I work that does a pretty good job at keeping things focused on, I guess. But if I'm not at work, then I'm normally watching TV with my dog or my cat. Like I feel like definitely having like that pet, like a dog or a cat, is a nice thing to kind of keep like your day-to-day life like focused on somewhere else. I mean, I don't think emotional support animals would exist. So normally I'm just either etching something on like a piece of glass. If I have
Your etchings are lovely, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
I started doing that probably around the first one that I really started doing would have been like probably around January or March of 2024, I'd say, probably. And then like I started doing like more bigger detailed pieces towards August, but it wasn't too many. And then it was just like recently after a breakup that I had that I started getting more and more into it.
They don't see.
I just kind of started getting to another, like, just losing the focus that I wanted in my life, and so I figured I needed to find a new hobby or something, or get back into an old hobby that I had, so that way wouldn't really focus on what's been going on, and the year being shitty already, but more of something detailed to put my focus into, like, maybe turn it into a business at some point.
Yeah.
You are very talented.
What that? Yep.
I found it.
But I'm waiting on more sensible or
God, this giant is so aggressive.
All aggressive.
Right?
They all hate me.
Jesus Christ! She is just tromping back and forth.
Looking for posters. We got both the storage area ones. Are you?
I am in the pool. What I need is for her to fuck off. That's what I need. She has crawled up my ass. Because I think that the, shit. Shit.
Fuck off.
Get
Get out of here.
out of here.
Get out of here. Alright. We need one more poster. Oh, you got it, sister. Alright, we also need one more poster. I'm looking for posters.
Yeah. I see my stuff. I just gotta, yeah.
Your thing.
Yeah, I got it. Gotties. You closed the door on me. Well, I could just unlock it, huh? Alright. There we go.
It's not the way.
Oh, shit. It's totally locked. Totally locked.
There you are.
Do you have any... Do you have any parting words of wisdom that you would like to give us on the subject of addiction?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Would you like to give us any parting words of wisdom?
Parting words of wisdom.
Parting words of wisdom.
Addiction is like emotions can come in any shape, system, or form. Just because someone's smiling and it seems like they are having a great day,
Or just because someone also looks like they have a shit life, just being not addicted to something doesn't mean they're addicted to something, you know? It's
Yeah.
just like depression. It can be masked easily. And, you know,
someone addicted is always exactly what you think they are. You know, they could be a good person, they could be struggling with something. You know, just take it as it is. You know, obviously always trust your gut, but you know, don't judge a book by its cover. The world is a horrible place, but you know, we still gotta have some sort of humanity.
Oh, man! Fight got me! Motherfucker! Oh, come on. I guess that's what we get for antagonizing her, huh?
Yes. Do this left when you have a chance.
Right? That's what you get! Bitch! Alright. Oh, where am I? I think I went the wrong way. Oh, there we go. Woo!
Nice.
Motherfucker.
Well, thank you for being on.
Yes, thank you
Thank you
for
for
Really
inviting me.
appreciate it.
yeah.
I enjoyed hopping on to Outlast again for a little bit. Played some missions, so Thank you for bringing me back to the trials. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me as a guest.
You are welcome.
Thank you for being so candid in your discussion. We appreciate you being so open.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's struggling right now that it's good to know they're not the only one.
Yep.
Well, I hope my words can fall on some deaf ears, or someone that is struggling and needed to hear some words. So hopefully my words can help out some way or somehow.
Mm-hmm.
If you're struggling and you're listening, it's never too late, guys. It's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's worth saving.
Find help.
If it's something that you truly want, you can get out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Seek help.
Yep. Yep.
Seek help.
Right.
We need to start having some phone numbers and stuff for people that we can list.
You know what? We should. Yeah,
at the end of the
we
show.
should. We should definitely have a
Good idea.
have like an addiction
Have some-
hotline phone number.
You guys should try
We need
to
some-
maybe get like some people who are like professional find some professional medic doctors or like psychiatric doctors or whatever, people that are actually in that like job line that can like put out like a group for help and whatnot, and then probably help you guys with like numbers. You could be like, oh yeah, we had this guest on here and that they've got this group or whatever.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
We have a therapist. We have a therapist coming up. We've got some other professionals in the field that are going to talk to us. It's kind of hard to find professionals. Not hard, but it's a unique niche for them to also play Outlast Trials. So
Right. No,
we've got to kind of get him in both angles.
surgeons out there probably playing more like surgery simulator or something like that.
That's the thing, though, is that there's some professional because Joanne plays. We got her on it. She's a therapist, and we got her on it. She tried at one point and was scared and quit playing for a while. And she plays it bit by bit, but it terrifies her. So we're gonna have to kind of carry her through the game.
Yeah, no,
that's next week.
the only thing that does kind of suck about the game is you can't always be fully focused on what you're saying.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, that's the
It's
beauty
true.
of it too, is that you can get lost in what you're saying too with the games. Just gives you a chance
Right.
to
Let your mind wander.
not really think
That's
about it.
the,
Yeah, let your
that's
mind
the
wander
idea.
a little bit. So
Right. Well, I'm going to go back to some etching work. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night.
Okie dokie.
And,
Thank you.
thank you so much again.
Have an amazing day.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank you
too.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Take it
This
easy.
This has been therapy through therapy. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to take a quick break. Sister's going to turn off her YouTube feed so we can publish a show, and I'm going to leave mine running, and then we're going to set the TikTok back up and play again for probably another hour or so, and then these old ladies will go to bed about 9. So
Yay.
we'll see you around, Doc.
Have a good one.
See you
Take
around.
it easy.
If you
Bye,
get on
Dom.
again, have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.